Yo fam, what's going on? It's Michael here again, and welcome back to Psalm Times. Today, I wanted to hit on a specific topic about relationships, right? Because a lot of times, relationships deep within our hearts is what's blocking us, or the gap between where we want to go and where we are today. And it's the complete healing of your heart and being able to have that purity of love and light that really gets us there. And so a lot of times, forgiveness and relationships is what tends to hold us back without even knowing it, right? We may have forgiven, but for some reason our hearts cannot forget. And whenever the opportunity arises for the enemy to distract you or to stir you in a different path, it uses that memory, right, of betrayal or miscommunication or something to create hate and not love in your heart and not allowing you that passage to that next big progress milestone point in your life, right? So, real talk, right? Some of us are walking around with relationships that feels like open wounds, right? People we love, trusted, and grew with, right? That may have become a different person, right? Part of life is letting go of people that were only meant to be in one portion or one season of your life and being able to let those go. Now, I'm not talking about those relationships, right? Those are easy to kind of move away. God will take those relationships out of your life, right? There's no mystery, right? There's all of a sudden no communication, right? What I'm really focused on is those relationships that are meant to be with us moving forward, and there could be challenges and difficulties and moving forward with them that's holding us back, right? Now it could be a relationship that's distant and cold and maybe even shattered, but a part of us, and this is how wants to heal it, right? While others may say, hey, you'll forget it, you're done, like move on, in your heart if that relationship with your sibling, with your parent, with your loved one, with your spouse, with your ex, whatever it is, there's something still there, right? That's calling you back. And it may not be calling you back to heal or to reconnect fully, or it could be, but something needs to get done there, right? I get it, right? Relationships, friendships, and everything is difficult. But let me tell you this straight, right? God is not done writing your story because you're not done reading the last chapter. Let's finish that chapter so that we can move on to God's new chapter for your life, right? So let's be honest. People hurt us, right? We hurt them. Sometimes unknowingly. The funny thing is that we are sometimes a hero in one person's story, but that person that's next to them, we could be the enemy, right? And it's not done on purpose. Sometimes it just happens that way. And sometimes we hurt each other because of our own pride. But brokenness multiplies when no one is willing to surrender first, right? Romans 12:18. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live in peace with everyone, right? That does not mean to tolerate abuse, right? Let's get that straight. We're not condoning letting people abuse you or to scar you or hurt you in any way, right? It's really, it means own what's yours and give God the space to work on what's theirs, right? Healing doesn't always mean reunion, but it does mean release. Now, you want the truth, right? Is that you can't heal it on your own strength, right? That's why a lot of in Catholicism and a lot of other religions, they require you to go to marriage counseling before you actually get married, right? It's God's way of letting God's spirit within you to soften what life has hardened, right? Two people coming together that have been battle tested in dating and relationships coming together, even when you know that that's the right person, there's still trauma, things that are beneath the surface that needs to be wiped away for the union to be completely true and holy, right? That's why a lot of in Psalms 51:10, right? God, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew my spirit within me, right? That's why it's so important in a relationship, in any relationship, whether it's, personal marriage or friendship, to have God as part of that relationship with you, right? It's, ask him to clean your heart, ask him to heal theirs, even if they never say sorry, right? Even if the door isn't open to reconciliation, step through it with humility, right? It's not a scorecard. A lot of times we look at each other and, who's hurt what, who's did this, who's did not. It's not a scorecard, right? It's life, it's real, it's organic, it's moving, right? Now, God can resurrect anything, even in relationships that feel dead and buried, right? This could be a 20-year marriage or anything like that. But it starts with letting go of the outcome, your expectations of what it should be and how it needs to be, right? And holding tighter to God and the healer and letting him heal and make things the way they were always intended to be, as it was always written, right? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Matthew 5:9. Whether you get an apology or not, right? Whether they come back or not, your peace doesn't come from them. It comes from him. Let that sink in, right? Is that you're not meant to resolve ill feelings on your own, but by letting God and his word, Yeshua, Yahweh, Christ, the Holy Spirit, the angels that have been assigned to you into your life, into your heart, let them help you. Let them clean up what has been a mess, right? If this hits your spirit, drop me a like, drop me a comment. But like I said, we're building here breakthroughs. We're not trying to just go viral or inspire. We're trying to really bring together the people of this world that are meant to be part of your mission. Let the healing begin. Let's go.